Hello, hello. Welcome to the Gig Economy Podcast, episode 248. We're going to talk about Uber I think they're going to charge for background checks, and Walmart Spark is shaking up the delivery game. They're changing things up, and I want to talk about that. So appreciate y'all tuning in on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and of course, TikTok. Love to have you join on there and follow. All right, Larry, how's it going?
Yeah, it's going well. It's been a good week. It's been some decent weather here. It's warmed up. We're in the 70s, near 80s, sunny. So, yeah, been a good week.
Awesome to hear. Go to gigeconomyshow.com to sign up for the newsletter and everything Gig Economy Podcast related. Join the Patreon if you'd love to support the show. We'd love to have you. There we go. Samson, Bud, Omar, Delivery Cats, Frank, Tom, Jim, Miguel, Linda, Jerry. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show over the years. A lot of longtime supporters there. Again, if you'd like to join, go to patreon.com/thegigecon podcast. You get an extra podcast. Well, actually, it's more extra podcasts. We just started. I gotta update that.
Yeah.
You get an extra podcast every week.
Exclusive
piece of merch. And then you get before the episode. I'm trying to do too many things at once. Before the episode chatter, and then if you're on the bigger tier, you get ad-free episodes, so you don't have to hear the stupid ads like from Gary and so on and so forth. I did lower the tiers, so the tiers are now $7 and $3. You can do a 7-day free trial. Try it out if you like it. If you don't, fuck you. No, I'm just kidding. You'll like it. You'll like it. So every day at 8:10 on Wednesday after our show, we go live on Patreon just to do another 15-20 minutes. So we'd love to have you join us. Woo! Damn. All right, Larry, Telegram group, which is free.
Yeah, the Telegram group is free. It's an app we use to chat back and forth. You can text each other, but you can also do video messages or you can do voice messages. Voice messages are good when you're out driving, if you're stoplight or you don't want to be texting and trying to drive, but it's real easy to do the voice messages. And you can communicate and meet gig workers all over the country, talk about what's going on in your market, what gigs you do, and maybe any new gigs that are coming up. And it's a place to vent and talk about the good and the bad of what we do in the gig economy, and just make some really good friends.
Last but not least, if you could go to TikTok.com, search the Gig Economy Podcast, just give us a follow there. Trying to get 1,000 subscribers. We're slowly getting up there. We would really, really appreciate if you could do that. I would absolutely love you, and we'll rub your back. Okay, stories from the road. We got nothing. Larry doesn't have any stories, and I didn't do any gig work. This is a busy time for me doing school busing with field trips. There's a lot of spring sports, soccer, and there's so many more for me now than there was when I went to high school. And maybe they had them, because I went to a private school, we didn't have it. But I mean, it's lacrosse, it's rugby, it's volleyball, boys and girls, it's soccer, golf, you name it. So
there's definitely way more opportunities and activities for them to do than there was when I was in school. We didn't have soccer when I was in school.
I mean, back in the 40s. I mean, geez. You're lucky you even got food at school.
Well, food, y'all got food at school? Man.
Yeah.
That was private school. Jeez.
Yeah, no kidding. So, I haven't done any gig work. Honestly, that's where I want to pick up extra hours. I mean, seriously, like last Saturday, I did a 10-hour trip. Now, mind you, an hour drive one way, an hour drive back. I went to the movies. I watched like 7 episodes of my show. I took a nap, all getting paid, y'all. Like just sitting and not doing anything, which is hard for me, but like I can, they let us drive around. Yeah, I can make it work. And I got another one this Saturday, so that's kind of easy money. So I can't really pass that opportunity. So
yeah, that's true. That is true.
You did a little work though.
I did gig work this weekend. I didn't work. Didn't work the nighttime shift. Watched WrestleMania this weekend.
You did what?
I watched WrestleMania.
I need a button. Nerd alert.
Watch it. I watch it almost every year. Just brings back good memories of me and the kids.
Is it only like WrestleMania? Is that only because I feel like they do it
once a year? No, they have different pay-per-views all through the year, but WrestleMania is the one. It's their Super Bowl.
Okay, gotcha.
So yeah, I mean, I did gig work during the day. Less likely to have crazy stories during the day, as we all know. But didn't have anything. Did some food delivery. Did some ride share. Took some students out going to their darties.
Their darties?
Day parties. They call them darties.
Wow, you are hip.
Yeah, well, I mean, you hear it.
Darties. I don't think I've ever heard of a darty.
I don't remember hearing that when I was in school, so maybe it's a new thing. I don't know, but yeah. Yeah, because it was the weather, like I said, was nice, so they were out pretty big force this weekend.
Right. Cool. Hey, I lied.
Get those last few parties in for graduations here in just like a couple weeks for them.
Yeah. I lied. One more thing. We are looking, and I know we've done this before on our regular show, the B-side, and it was tough. It was tough to hustle people, but I'm throwing it out there again. We'd love to get some more creators on here and just highlight you and do a collab and stuff like that. And then speaking of collab, tomorrow night, I and Larry will be on Steve's show at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Who gives a shit? I only care about Eastern. So 9 p.m. Eastern. I know it's going to be super late for me. Grandpa Jason's going to be tired. But Steve invited Larry and I to the round table. So we're going to be on there. We are going to be streaming on our channel too. But obviously, please go to Steve's channel to like it, and then come back to ours and watch it on ours. So
yeah,
exactly. All right, gig economy in the news. We have some, and I swear I talked to Larry about this because I'm old like him, but we see this right here that there was some charging for a background check. So it says U.S. background check deposit to get started with your background. This is for Uber, by the way. Background check, a $20 refundable deposit required. This helps confirm you're ready to begin earning with Uber. The deposit will be refunded automatically after you complete 5 trips or if your background check is not approved, which I thought was kind of interesting. Mm-hmm. You'll only be charged once you're ready to begin. Your deposit will all be okay. So this is pretty common in a lot of the new gigs coming out here. They charge for background checks, and then they refund you when you complete your first ride or so on. The last one I did with Hop Skip Drive, same thing. I had to do. Really? I think it was it the background? No. It was maybe it was the inspection. No, I think it was the background too. Yeah, I think they refunded me both of them. So, the thing is I don't know if it's a big deal or not. Like, what do you think?
Yeah, I really don't think it is. I mean, you're getting it refunded. Anytime something like that, if they're just doing a deposit, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess it weeds out some of the people who may not really be serious about it.
Well, exactly. I mean, it definitely is a thing where, you got to put some little skin in the game. I don't think it's a big deal, especially since it's refundable. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, since it's refundable, it's no skin off my nose, and maybe it will weed out some of the people who.
Yeah,
I don't know how many people they have that fill out the application and never do any rides.
Oh God, it's got to be
a significant amount.
I bet it's 40%.
No.
I mean, a lot of people are like, "I'm going to do it," and then especially for rideshare, because we remember our first time how scary it was.
Yeah.
Just weird. Not so much scary, but just like awkward.
Well, and I mean, just you didn't know what to expect because there weren't shows like this on. There wasn't a lot of information about what to expect, and you just kind of had to figure it out by yourself. That's how I came across this show. I was out there doing rides, and I'm like, man, there's got to be some podcasts to deal with rideshare, and that's how I came upon this show.
Exactly.
So yeah, I'm sure there's a ton of people who fill it out. I know you probably had the same thing. I've had people who have used my referral code, but then never did
Oh
any ride.
gosh, yeah.
You know,
I don't think I ever. I
had
don't
any
think
that completed it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone ever completed it. I think I may have gotten one or two on Lyft, but those are people I knew.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't just like an acquaintance. These were like
Right.
pretty close. I mean, it might have even been Ben or Jesper, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
probably. Yeah, I don't think I had anybody that ever completed on either platform.
what the fuck, Josh? Gary, I just got mine trimmed, bitch. It looks great. Fucking talking shit about our friggin' beards. See? Again, no wrench because you talk shit and you distract me. So, anyways, if you're worried about the $20, maybe Uber isn't for you. So,
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Larry, this mother claims that Uber driver rode off with a child still in the vehicle.
Yeah, so this happened up in Canada. A mom and she had several people in the car. I forget how many people were in there. Okay, so 3 other children and an adult. Um, um, it was 11 o'clock at night. The kid had fallen asleep, I guess, in their seat. And the mother said that she told him, the driver, she said there was no language barrier. So, take that out of the equation. We know how that.
Well, that's important to actually know.
It is.
Yeah.
And she said she told him, hey, when I get out, my child's over there. I got to get out of the car and go get them. And she claims she told him that, but she had to wait for the other people to get out. And once they got out, the guy took off. And she called, how you can contact your driver. She tried calling him. He did not answer. She called Uber. They would not help her, according to her. They called the police. The police insisted that Uber contact the driver. They declined on the grounds that it was outside of their policy.
What?
This is the article. So it says it wasn't until an hour later that the police finally managed to track her down the kid. It doesn't say how they tracked him down. It doesn't go into that at all. Uber offered her a $10 credit.
What the hell?
But she's claiming that they eventually offered her an insultingly low settlement, but they refused to admit any failure on their part. And so I think she's still very upset about this, as anybody would be. The girl was 5 years old. I can't imagine one of my children being 5 and the Uber driver driving off with him and then not knowing what's going on for an hour.
An hour. Oh my God. I would, that'd be so bad.
It would be horrible. It would be horrible. It says Uber representatives have since addressed the incident. Their corporate speak, says we recognize how distressing this situation was for the family involved. We're thankful that the child was safely reunited. We immediately began reviewing the details of this incident internally to help improve our processes and support systems.
Always with the bullshit,
the safety of everyone who uses Uber remains our top priority.
So I missed a little bit of the beginning. She got out to go to the other side to get him out, and then he took off?
Yes. Yeah. She said here, let me pull back up that part of the article. She said that the other passengers, due to the seating arrangement, there were other passengers blocking her daughter from the doors. She had to wait for everyone else to get out so she could retrieve her daughter. Upon arriving at the destination, she declared her intentions loudly so the driver could hear her. Despite her announcement, the driver failed to heed her disclaimer. She said, before I could get Amelia out, the driver took off with Amelia still inside. So, oh man, I would be chasing that car.
Yeah, for sure. So this, it brings up the age old question that we've talked about a million times: is Uber liable for this? We're independent contractors, and when that thing, I don't know. You can't really sue the driver, because let's face it, the driver doesn't have shit. I mean, maybe you can sue his insurance company, but why? Well, I guess he really can't, because if nothing happened, then there's I don't know. I feel like, again, I don't know if Uber's liable.
Yeah, well, I don't know. regardless whether they're liable or not, just how they handled it is just terrible. I mean, terrible.
Yeah.
A child is gone, and they're saying sorry, we we're not going to contact the driver because it's against our policy. That's baloney. They'll contact us if somebody leaves a phone in the car.
Well, so this was in Canada, right?
Yes.
So even the cop thing, though, like, oh, it's out of our jurisdiction. Well, okay, then do an Amber Alert because then I have a missing child. Is that in your jurisdiction?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's terrible. I often wonder how amazing. Like, I don't know how often these little incidents happen. Like, this is kind of major.
Yeah, big time.
I would love it that these companies that are really involved in customer service but try not to be, they try to automate everything. If something like this happened, they would fly out to that person and say, and personally, it doesn't have to be the CEO or anything, but just a representative from Uber to say, hey, we're really sorry. Maybe they're worried about getting blamed for liability because they're doing that. I don't know, but it's just like, would it be so terrible to be like, hey, we're really sorry that happened. I couldn't control it because I wasn't the driver, but we just want to let you know that, corrective action has been taken. I don't know. Just some bullshit.
Yeah.
Just
they need to have some
FaceTime.
people. Yeah. They need to have some people who are just, I don't know what their title would be.
Customer service savior,
customer relations, or just people who help people calm down.
Yeah, that's basically
reassuring people. Yeah, just call out and make them feel better. And maybe they have that.
Maybe even just a phone call. Like, I don't even think they did a phone call. They're just like probably messaging her, right?
Probably, yeah. I think it said in there that she was told to call. What was it?
She was told to eat it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. They refer to their safety section on their website. Uber support is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and handled by a team trained safety agents. We all know how it is trying to get a hold of somebody sometimes.
Well, this brings up the point too with the app. Now, again, it's been a hot second that I've used it, which coming in June, I might use it a few times when we're down in Nashville. I don't travel very much, but don't they have like the fucking ADT button on there? That might have been, if ADT, that might have been more effective than trying to reach out to Uber.
That's true.
I mean,
I guess it depends on if the driver had already ended the ride. I don't know if that's still available on the customer screen or not.
That's a good point. If he already ended the ride, then maybe not. Probably not.
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah. Why would they just have it on there?
Right. Yeah. So that again, a lot of times we don't know all these details, and so it's kind of hard to say exactly what the situation was. But yeah, I mean, if he ended the ride, I wouldn't think it was still available. But what gets me is if the police call Uber, just contact the driver.
Yeah.
So where you at? Where's this kid at? You need to get him back here. You're going to be arrested.
Yeah. And I don't see, that's such a tough thing too, because even if Uber reached out, I mean, how many phone calls do you pick up? I try to pick up 0 when I'm working. And even if it was Uber's number, I would need a message in the app that said, hey, we're trying to contact you. You have a child and you're something like that. And
I mean, what I want to know, what did this driver do for an hour with the kid in his car? Why did it take an hour? If somehow, some way I didn't notice that a kid was in my car and I drove off, as soon as I noticed that, I'm turning right around and going right back to where I dropped them off.
Maybe he was last ride. I mean, if I did a last ride downtown, I'd get on the highway. If the kid was sound asleep, I'd pull into my garage. My windows are tinted so black you can't even see through them, and I would just go inside, plug my charger in, and go to bed.
Yeah, but she said she told the driver she had to get out and then get her kid.
Oh,
now, she said she made that very clear, and they still took off.
That's a good point. Gary says, I bet they see Uber as public transportation, like leaving your kid on the bus, which is probably why they didn't get involved. Yeah, but being alone with a man in a car that's a stranger, I mean, that's a little different.
I mean, if I leave my kid on the bus, the police still better get their ass involved when I call them.
Yeah, I mean, at least on the bus, there's cameras and there's more like accountability, like those kind of things. But yeah, I don't. Josh says I don't answer any phone calls. I don't either. I absolutely hate them.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm driving, maybe if I'm parked and I'm waiting for somebody, I might pick it up. But if I'm driving, I am not picking up that phone call.
Yeah.
Send me a message.
I'm not either.
I will look at it when I get there.
Yeah.
And then we'll figure out what's going on. So
yeah, for sure.
God dang it.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully this one, I hope she gets paid. I do too. Some of these lawsuits are frivolous and they're kind of stupid. But like, I hope she gets paid. So I did see, recently, and I didn't grab the article, but that very heavyset woman that sued Lyft, I thought her case got thrown out.
Did it?
I thought so. You maybe do some Googling, but
yeah, because I saw that at one time they got thrown out, and then I researched it more, and it was like, no, somebody photoshopped it or something.
Of course,
but yeah, I'll look that up for next week.
You can't believe nobody on the internet. You said you were going to look up 1,000 things every show, and you never do. Do you remember what you're supposed to? Huh?
I look things up.
Okay. Do you remember what we were supposed to look up last time?
No.
Yeah, we were supposed to look up if robot taxis, the little food delivery things, if they actually have a driver or it's completely autonomous. See? You're fired. Okay, just kidding. Moving on. Let's see. This dropped like after I created the show, and when I create the show, I don't talk about anything else because I already have it created. I don't want to do it anymore. So literally, 2 hours before the show last week, Lyft is to buy taxi app free now for $200 million to expand in Europe. Let me bring this over here so I can read it. Oh, let's see. For $200 million. And so apparently they have been owned, this My Taxi, by BMW and Mercedes since 2019. So I thought that's interesting that, a car manufacturer got into the business, which I don't know why they don't over here, maybe just due to the fact that it's so saturated, but the app is available in over 150 cities. So the Lyft CEO David Risher said it's time to move. They've done great things, they said, noting that this will mark his 2-year anniversary as CEO. When I started, unfortunately, we were losing share. We were losing money. We weren't doing so great for riders and drivers. And then, of course, this is his little speech for where he's at now. Now we pick you up about a minute faster. Oh, boy. Driver cancellation is down to less than 5% because you browbeat them. And drivers are making billions of dollars on the platform, and our Canada operation has doubled this year over last year. Notice he doesn't say anything about the stock because this is like a finance article. So, I mean, I'm kind of glad that they are, doing something about it. Remember what we were always saying? They were like, hey, we do something, innovate. Fucking do something. Like whatever you're doing isn't cutting it, I know the stock's still trash because I bought a couple shares. Fuck, I probably did for how low it is, but I spent like $20 on it, and I think it's down like 600% or something like that. So yeah, I don't foresee them to do much more, but I do applaud them for like doing that to actually get out of America. I mean, I know they're in Canada, but they're like,
yeah, but I mean, we've talked many times. We're like, Uber's doing this. What the hell is Lyft doing?
Yeah.
They're not expanding. They're just being stagnant.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And if those things are true, it's a minute quicker, which I know I made fun of it, but that, I'd like to get picked up a minute earlier. I'd be curious on the cancellations. What are they doing that is motivating drivers not to cancel? Like I said, browbeating, threatening them with deactivation, some bullshit like that. But who the hell knows? So, Larry, Uber Lyft drivers could unionize. I'm sure this is in a certain state, not probably nationwide at all.
Yeah, no, this is the left side of the country.
The left side? What does that mean? California?
Yeah. So California labor unions, they are looking to make it where rideshare drivers can unionize. The article talks about you can expect some steep opposition from rideshare companies. Some Democratic lawmakers introduced a measure that would allow drivers to bargain with companies like Uber and Lyft for better pay and benefits. They've been working, with all the things they've done out there so far. They just, they keep trying to introduce more things.
They keep like nickel and diamond because they already got Prop 22. I've seen some of those health stipend deposits that go in your account. It's fucking huge.
So, of course, they claim that more than 600,000 rideshare drivers statewide would benefit if the legislation is passed and signed into law, and they can unionize. Of course, Uber and Lyft are going to be very, very, very much against this. I'm sure they'll spend a bunch of money on it, just like they did, when Prop 22 and all that was happening.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pro union. I am. I mean, some of them could be revamped a little bit, sure, in different industries for sure. But in my industry, in school bus driving, it's super important because you're moving kids around. You're driving this 10-ton machine, and people will sue you. People will, and you want a union representation. I'm more looking at just like the legal end of it, not so much the money, where it does help a little bit. But I pay dues and stuff. But when it comes to this stuff, it's just so muddy. There's not a clear, concise line of like, if you're an employee or an independent contractor. I don't know. I don't think it would work, honestly. Yeah.
And of course, Uber said in a statement that the proposed legislation would make rides in California more expensive while threatening the flexible jobs that thousands of drivers depend on. Drivers have been clear they want to stay independent, keep their freedom to choose when and how they work. So
I mean, why do you? I mean, they just keep pushing the. Like I said, you get, Bubba Sue unions don't belong in the. I mean, a union just basically means you're all united together, and that can't happen in the gig economy. It just can't. There's too many pots or too many people in. It's not just like your school, your Granville schools, you know what I mean? Right. Like, that's just it right there. It's not Jenison schools. They're not in it. And Hudsonville and, so on and so forth. But, you got Uber, you got Lyft, you got Instacart, you got DoorDash. Like, it just seems like a disaster. So, But I mean, they will spend a ton of money. And I think they should you already got the Prop 22. So you got extra money plus you're not really restricted on the app. You're just, if you keep doing that, it's going to get worse and worse for you. That's just my personal opinion. Yeah,
it's funny. So that was Uber's response. A Lyft spokesperson said they declined to tell where the company stands on the measure.
I'm surprised they didn't said, yeah, we'd love for you to do that because they're so stupid.
Like, we don't know. Oh my goodness. And speaking, going back to what you mentioned with the robots, the food delivery robots, it says some are actually fully autonomous. DoorDashes and many of the other ones do have a human controlling them, often using devices like Xbox controllers.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense. Just that last one we watched, how quick it was. It like stop and then stop. Like, now, I'm not saying an automated thing couldn't do that.
Sure.
But normally they move in slower, more calculated like movements, like Waymo cars when they get fucking stuck.
Exactly.
We'll talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right. Is that it on that one?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so this one here, I thought this was funny. For the audio listeners, there is a sign that says Amazon drivers. This is 42255 County Road 352. It is a vacant lot. The trees have not ordered anything from Amazon. So
yeah, it's just a field. There's like is that a cow in the background back there?
I'm not sure.
A cow or a horse or something, some kind of farm animal back there in the background. Yeah, it's just a big empty field with a fence around it.
Right. Curious though, like, how old is this picture? Because I do remember early on in my Amazon Flex career, there was a lot of bullshit deliveries. Like, that map system was so messed up. And honestly, it's and maybe it's because we deliver a lot in rural areas. It's still messed up. Like they take us down they'll take us down a what do they call it around here? Yeah. Like an unmaintained road,
right.
Like especially in the winter. Like this is not maintained in the winter. Like it's not plowed.
Yeah.
And so I just was curious. I wonder how old the photo was because it's much better now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny that obviously they were getting a bunch of deliveries out there and people were leaving it there.
Yeah, and I don't know, keep delivering. I'll just keep scooping it. No, I wouldn't steal it. I would scoop it up too. But it's bad for like the other customers that are not getting their packages. I mean, maybe they got together and bought the sign and put it on there.
Could been, yeah. Could been.
Yeah, I haven't done Flex in a while. I don't know. I'll probably do it this summer. I've been happy with Walmart, so I don't really want to go beat up my car down a country road if I don't have to.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, it's not like I'm driving an SUV anymore. I'm kind of just, trying to baby that thing a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You gotta take care of it.
Yep. All right, this next one we actually did add late because Jason over here duplicated an article, so I'm going against what I said earlier, but we added this. I'm going to show it on the screen, but I'm not. Actually, you know what? I didn't even add it on the screen, so
that's all right. I'll just read it. This is a sign that somebody had in their car. He was a rideshare driver in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and it's just a sign. He's got a bunch of reasons listed. It says, "Please consider choosing a human driver over autonomous vehicles. Here's why. Number one, personalized service. Real-time attentiveness. I can respond to your music, temp, and navigation instantly. Flexibility. Need a last-second detour. No problem. I can adapt on the fly. Number two, safety and reliability. I can anticipate, react to unusual road conditions, construction zones, and emergencies better than current self-driving systems. Lower tech failure risk. AV sensors can get blocked, leading to sudden stops or reroutes. Number three, local knowledge. Insider tips. I know the fastest shortcuts, current traffic snarls, and best local landmarks to get you where you need to be. Personal recommendations from restaurants to attractions. I'm happy to share my favorite Dallas-Fort Worth spots. Number four, support your community, protect jobs. Every ride you take with me helps sustain full-time drivers in Dallas-Fort Worth, keeping money in our local economy. Human connection, a friendly face and conversation beat a silent cockpit any day.
Nope.
That is very dependent. Some people like a silent cockpit, no doubt.
Yeah.
Number five, avoid hidden costs. Unexpected fees. AV services often charge surge-style technology fees or add-ons you won't see until the end of the ride. Thank you for choosing a real person. Your support means safer rides, better service, and a stronger community.
I mean, the number five, I don't know. I don't know if there are.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about that. I don't know if they can tack on stuff at the end.
Well, I thought they weren't going to do surging. Like, I know it's not. He's not specifically saying surging. They're saying surging style fees.
Right. And they're they're not going to, they said they weren't going to ask for tips. They were going to take away the tipping thing. When it's a autonomous vehicle.
Yep, that's huge. The no tip, which I don't know. I mean, obviously you're not going to tip a fucking robot, but I'm just saying I don't like the trend of it going away from tipping. I'd like it to be a little bit more in control, but
yeah. And we were talking about this pre-show. For years, we would talk about autonomous vehicles, a couple of times a year, and it's really picking up steam. And you read about it and hear about it every week somewhere.
Yeah, it sure is.
Really starting to take off.
I wanted to kind of go over these a little bit.
I agree with you, Pete. Pete said a lot of these points could go either way.
Yeah.
It's definitely a perspective, especially like you said, the silent car. Some people, that is right up their alley.
Yeah, the local knowledge on the traffic. EDD. I have GPS through Google. That's
I mean, especially if it's somewhere that you live. If you're in Dallas-Fort Worth, you're just taking a ride share because you were out drinking that night.
Right.
I mean, who cares about local? You already know all that stuff. So yeah, a lot of those are just a matter of perspective.
The one thing I will push back on is like a lot of the GPS drops you in a fucked up place. You know what I mean? So having that knowledge of the area of like, we have a restaurant that has downtown that has entrances on two sides, so it can drop you in a weird spot. The back ones were kind of weird because it's in an alley. So having that knowledge, Waze, I read Pete's comment. Waymo's not going to have that knowledge.
Yeah, I mean? There's plenty of times. I mean, anytime I drive, it seems like there's apartments or stuff, and the people are not at a lot of times it'll take you to the office of
exactly.
Apartment. And I know that's not where they're at, so I know either to call them and say, hey, what building, or message them, what building number are you at, and things like that. I don't know how, and there's other times where, there's one apartment complex that the GPS always wants to take you to one side of it. It's got two roads, and then the apartment complex in the middle. Well, one side of it, they blocked off that entrance, but the GPS still takes you that way if you're coming from that direction.
Yeah.
But I know I've gotten there enough times going, oh crap, I forgot they blocked this off. That now, I know not to go there, but it still shows that on the GPS. And so there's going to be a lot of incidents like that they're going to have to overcome.
Well, another example is I'm going to get you to the right side of the road.
Yeah.
So you don't have to cross the street. Like, I'm going to reroute in my head because I know the area. Like, I'm going to go around the convention center because I want to drop you on the right side. Otherwise I'm dropping, is that right? Is the car going to figure that out and drop you across the street? Now you got to run across 5 lanes of traffic.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, I even do that like at a Walmart. You always come in from this side, but they're on the passenger side in the back. So I go around and let them off where they don't have to cross that, crazy people in the Walmart parking lot.
Exactly.
Thanks, Gary. Gary had to run.
I think this is Pete's. Yeah, that's a really good point. The human connection, I could do without. I mean, it all depends. If I'm drinking, I'm going to love human connection because, I'm drinking. But if I'm just like going to work or just like, going to a meeting or something, I don't want to talk.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think most people look to rideshare for their social interaction.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good if it's fine if it happens. And, if it doesn't, that's fine too. But
Yeah, for sure.
I just want to say hi to Wesley, who is watching us on TikTok.
Oh, yeah. He was here last week.
Yep.
Nice to have you back again. I think I'm going to do some TikTok talks about this. I don't see a lot of people talking about autonomous as a gig worker, even though I don't barely do rideshare anymore, but I'm still active on it. But yeah. All right, where are we at? Oh, here we go. Oh shit, I never previewed. Did you preview this Waymo? Because I forgot to. Not that it matters, but
I think I did.
Okay, it's only 22 seconds.
Oh, so. Yeah, I did.
Waymo in the news. All right, this is, we're talking about autonomous vehicles, and this is a video of where a guy is sound asleep and they can't wake him up, and then his legs hanging out the window.
Hey, it's time to wake up. Hey, it's time to wake up.
Ready at the drop off. Just like to let you know. It's time to wake up.
All right. Well, if you couldn't hear it on the audio, you could hear the dinging, but there's a Waymo voice that says, "Hey, it's time to wake up." Dude's passed out in the back, legs out. Well, not all those legs, just his feet out the window.
Yeah, he's got the window down. His feet are hanging out, out over the edge. And I mean, stuff like it's going to happen here. I had that one passenger. She passed out in my car. I had to call. I had to call the EMTs to come wake her up because she was not waking up.
Yeah, well, this is in the middle of the day. Like,
yeah, he was early.
And and I don't know if it translated, but you could hear him snoring. Yeah, it was very faintly, but that guy was completely out. So again, there's another problem. If there's a driver there, he's probably going to open the door for one, and his legs are going to flop down. Hopefully that'll wake him up, but or call the police. And again, we talked about, I don't know if this might have been pre-show or not, but we talked about the cameras in the car. Like, did they know he was sleeping, or did they peek in and be like, "Oh, this dude's passed out"? I would just be curious. What the
I would assume. I mean, we don't know for sure, but I would assume if the it gets to the destination and then nothing happens. No doors are open or anything. I'm guessing somebody's getting an alert somewhere.
Yeah.
And so then a human person is going to look at the camera and try to see what's going on.
Dude's on the toilet taking a shit. Fuck, some guy's asleep in the car. God damn! I leave my desk for 1 minute to go poop, and someone's sound asleep in the car.
And he's like, Dave, hit button number 8, man. It's the wake up button. Plays the wake up.
Wake that guy up. I'll be back in 5.
And he'd have something like sprays water on him, wake him up.
Something. Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Yep.
All right, before we move on to the last couple articles, Dovetail is a web browser that you can upload your earnings from Uber as Uber Rideshare, Lyft Rideshare, or DoorDash. Food delivery, you get $10 for each upload of your earnings. It is anonymous, kind of like you don't upload any personal information.
Right,
just your earnings. They want your data. They want to see what's going on. For all I know, it could be all the companies hiring this one company so they can get data on each other. I mean, who the fuck knows? But why not make extra money? $10 a week or $30 a week if you do all 3 apps.
Mm-hmm.
And
easy
money. And then there's a referral code in the link in the description. You get 10, we get 10 if after your first upload. And then Octopus tablet, again, we love this. Go check it out. It is a free tablet that your riders can play trivia on, games, all kinds of fun stuff. They can win a $25 gift card. Link is in the description. You get the tablet, the mount, the charging cable, everything for free. You can earn up to about $100 a month, and they have contests and stuff like that. So check that out. All right, moving on. So this is an interesting article, and I'm hoping my awesome co-host can help me a little bit. And this was actually an article about Walmart. And I'm sure it was MLive. It's kind of our like old school, like it used to be the newspaper. I was just surprised that they wrote a article about it, I guess. So the world's largest retailers expanding to, I don't know why this does that on TikTok. It's so weird. Anyways, the world's largest retailer is expanding its delivery service. Called Geospatial Platform. An announcement this week that it's ditching its old system of using zip codes for delivery service, and now it will use precise hexagonal grids on the map. So I don't know if most gig companies use that already. Like for like Uber Eats, I would assume they're not just using zip codes, because some of the fucking deliveries I get are like really far away.
Yeah, you would think something like this would make more sense than just using zip codes, because you can, especially if restaurants on the far edge of a zip code and somebody on the other far edge of that zip code orders, that can be a long, long way.
It says Walmart says customers can think of the system like pixels in a digital image where each hexagon is a tile. Those tiles fill out a large area of map, with each tile analyzing real-time data such as slot availability, drive time, store capacity, customer demand, and more. So it allow more customers to get more deliveries, which kind of says to me we're going to go out farther. That's what it says to me, or maybe that's the truth, and this is a fancy way of saying things are going to be more efficient, but AKA they're going to make
that, previously a customer's order might be fulfilled by a single Walmart store just based on that zip code. But using this new geospatial technology, expanding our delivery zone that may be covered by multiple stores. So if the customer wants something and one store doesn't have it, but another nearby one does, the delivery driver may be able to pick up products from both stores.
See, that's fucked up, because that's going to, so I think they've already dropped this, because I've seen it multiple stores just recently in the last month, of where they want me to drive to like my Walmart, pick it up, and go to another one, pick something else up, and then keep going. But they're not adding a ton more money. And here's the thing, you kind of know the store there. So let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, there's 4 Walmarts in our area. One is a ghetto Walmart, and it's slow. The other one is like Richie Rich Walmart. We're like middle of the road Walmart in Granville. Like it's kind of a little bit of both. And then the other one's kind of not ghetto, but it's like, but those are really slow Walmarts.
Mm-hmm.
So if I got to go pick up one item, how long am I going to sit there? Because it's not like I get to like, unless I was shopping it, I guess. But if I'm going to curbside, I mean, how long am I going to wait there for that one stupid item?
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, this is definitely something that is could be good for the customer, not good for the driver.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be great for the customer. And I personally use Walmart Plus, and there are times when they don't have it, and they'll get it from the other store, but it will come the next day from either another driver or, I mean, we're talking if it's a bag of popcorn, they want you to get you that stuff, or they'll freaking ship it for free.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is a really nice service that they have, because obviously they want everyone to get their stuff. You know, if you start having times where you go shopping and the thing you want the most keeps getting missed, you might go to a different company. You might go back to your local grocer or, you know, Amazon or something. So,
yeah, it's an interesting stat, though. It says 90%, it's estimated that 90% of the U.S. population lives within 10 miles of a Walmart.
That's incredible.
That
I mean,
blew my mind.
Talk about they strategically have built these so if you're in Wyoming, Wyoming's got to be the other 10%, because like there's like,
yeah, but their population is very, you know, is not dense. You know, they're spread out. People aren't in neighborhoods like, you know, subdivisions.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's kind of what Dollar General is doing. They're dropping all these stores everywhere in these like podunk towns. You know,
Dollar General was started in Scottsville, Kentucky, which is the next county over from us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's where they started. Yeah, I need to count how many we have here in Bowling Green. Man, it's double digits.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really understand the Dollar General thing. I mean, I've been to them for sure, but man, they're way more expensive, honestly.
Pete, yeah, you got it wrong, Pete.
Oh,
it's 90%.
I wasn't looking at the comments.
Oh, he's talking about Dollar General.
Oh, Dollar General. Yeah. I mean, they used to be just rural, but they are popping up.
Oh man, they're building so many of them, and I liked it when they put in the self checkout at the Dollar Generals, but now they don't. Now they've shut them all down.
See, that's bullshit. I love self checkout, and one of the gas stations locally added one.
Yeah,
and it's like, honestly, dude, like they're right up by them. You know what I mean? So it's like they're watching somewhere on a computer. It's not like you're gonna in Walmart, I know, loses billions of dollars a year at self-checkout, but I don't think a gas station is going to lose it, or a Dollar General, maybe. I don't know.
Well, Dollar General, they started popping up here, and then all the stores had them, and I'd always use it because everybody else would be standing in line. You self-checkout, and you're out. And now I started noticing them being shut down, and they've got like stuff setting on them. You know.
Oh, really?
You know,
well, yeah.
And so I was talking to the girl, and she's like, you might see a few of them open now. She said, but we got an email like they're supposed to be shut down nationwide. She said that for some reason they're just costing us too much. And she said the three in here, she's like, they're broke and they don't never get them fixed.
Well, you got to have the technology to monitor people from stealing.
Sure.
I mean, you got to have, otherwise you'll lose. I mean, you'll lose so much money because it just happens.
Yeah, people walk out.
Let's see. Self-checkout is great until you get places like Five Below don't even have real cashiers anymore and raise the prices. It's like 10 Below now. Yeah, I definitely have noticed that at Five Below. Well, everything's like that. Dollar store is not a dollar store anymore.
No, yeah, everything's.
One thing that blows my mind about Spark, and if anyone does this after I say that, you're a fucking piece of shit. But the amount of food you could steal and things at Walmart as a Spark driver is incredible.
I still don't have that all figured out. Like I haven't done a ton of the shops, but when I did Spark, but I mean, I would go there and pick it up, and then you walk out, and I'm like, nobody's checking anything.
Nothing. It's randomly selected. You do the QR code, but I do 10 shops. I might get one, and then the ones that the they pop me on are usually like 2-item shops, which is hilarious because one time it was like a bag of cotton balls and a COVID test.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the? I mean, $3 worth of items, but I'll do a shop with 60 items and they're like, you're good to go.
Oh yeah. You could clean up, and you wonder how much of that goes on.
I mean, and I'm an honest driver, and I think most people are, but you could slip something in there every shop and no one would know. And maybe they do. Maybe they're watching through the cameras. I don't know. Maybe they have technology, but there's no way I don't know.
Yeah.
What they should do?
What's that?
They should get the stats on how much everything weighs, and you pull up to a scale, and if it's supposed to weigh, within a variance of like 2-3%, if it's over 5%, you got something in there you're not supposed to have.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just thought, like, the first couple of times I did it, I was like, I mean, I could be walking out with 8 bags of stuff and nobody knows. Like, I could be taking all this.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. You just crazy. Again, they have the self-checkout is heavily cameraed. Like if you're scanning and you move something across and miss the scan and put it in there, it immediately shuts down the register.
Yeah.
So, but I'm just saying for Spark, they're taking a lot of honesty for these gig workers. And let's be honest, I wouldn't say it's a completely honest line of work.
That's the truth.
I hate to say it. So, all right, moving on. I really am excited about this. I love Mr. Beast, and I want to buy this sweatshirt.
Oh, you skipped one.
Did I?
Skip mine.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Nope.
I even said to myself, okay, we'll do Larry's in this DoorDash one, and then we'll be done.
Yeah, so this is just another time when Uber is getting investigated by the FTC. This time it's getting investigated for using deceptive billing and cancellation practices for the Uber One.
Oh God,
Uber One subscription service, I guess that they have. Here's some of the things that the FTC say is going on. It says when you sign up for Uber One, customers are wrongly promised savings of up to $25 a month. Even if that were true, Uber does not account for the cost of the subscription, which is up to $9.99 a month when they calculate the savings. They also obscure material information about the subscription by using small grayed out text, which consumers can easily miss. Many consumers say they were enrolled without consent. One customer said they were charged despite not even having an Uber account.
What the hell?
After sign up, Uber charges customers before their billing date. Some consumers who signed up for a free trial say they were automatically charged for the free trial before the free trial ended, even though Uber promises customers the ability to cancel at no charge during the trial period. And when this one gets me, when customers try to cancel, Uber makes it extremely difficult. Users can be forced to navigate as many as 23 screens and take up to as many as 32 actions in order to cancel. And even then, when they try to cancel, Uber can require them to say why they want to cancel, urge them to pause their membership, or present them with offers to stay. Some users are told they have to contact customer support to cancel, but are then given no way to contact customer support. Others claim that Uber charged them for another billing cycle after they requested cancellation. And like I said, these are sketchy companies. These are very sketchy companies. Can you imagine 32 screens you have to go through to cancel something? How many people are getting halfway through and they're just like, screw it, it's not worth it?
Yes, I'll just pay the $10. This is so sad that these companies do this. It is so
horrible.
Sad. And yet we still use them. Like, this is where, I wish like these newer companies, these newer rideshare companies, they're going to be legitimately honest. Like, that's just what people want. Like, I get trying to save a customer. I'm fine with a couple of, hey, we'd love to give you the next month free.
Right.
And then if I say
we're all
no,
used to that.
Yeah, I say no. They try maybe one more time, and then I say no, and we're done. Like,
but 32 screens
and
taking 20 something actions in order to cancel, that is ridiculous.
Yeah, there was something going around because Planet Fitness was always a bitch about canceling. Like, you had to you had to write a letter and go into your home office or your home branch or whatever. and to cancel it. But somebody passed something. I don't know if it was our governor or if it was something federally that are trying to do the one-click cancel or something.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if that dealt with the same thing.
that.
I remember Biden passed something when he was in. They passed something about the junk fees. I don't know if that was the same legislation that dealt with this or not. But
Yeah.
They shouldn't be able to make it so hard to cancel. They make it so easy to sign up. But
yeah. But and then it just goes back to like Uber. They're such a trash company.
Yeah.
And I work for them. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I work for them because it's a good way for me to make money. But as a customer, I mean,
I don't use them.
Well, one of the tips I'll give you, if you're listening just as a consumer, when you try to get a refund, they're going to say no. And you got to fucking press them. You'll be on chat for 20 minutes. You'll eventually get a refund, but they don't care if they delivered that thing in Dubai and you live in Pennsylvania. You're not getting a refund. They'll say, well, the driver showed you a picture, blah, blah, blah. But keep pressing them. And that's the thing. Like, you don't care about customer service. You don't care about the drivers. You don't care about the customers. You just care about money. But yeah, people still use them. And I drive for them. So I mean, I guess I'm just as guilty as everyone else, but yeah, it's just fucking embarrassing. I mean, and it's not just Uber, it's DoorDash. I would say Lyft has been in some trouble, but they've probably been the cleanest. We just maybe a month or two we talked about Grubhub, getting their patty slapped. They've all kind of done it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they've all had troubles.
And I hope that some of those have been neglecting the regulations or something, or not just because Uber's is straight up, they're trying to cheat the system.
Yeah, they know they're going to.
I mean,
there's going to be a certain percentage that are not going to cancel and go through all that mess.
Yeah. All right, last one. Like I said, DoorDash creates an exclusive hoodie with Mr. Beast. And basically, I'm not going to read the whole article. It's to raise money for Feeding America, and all these companies have little charities and stuff like that to help. So I think that's super cool. I like Mr. Beast. I know he gets a lot of hate, but hey, when you're winning, you get a lot of hate. It's just that is what it is.
Yeah, and he does a lot of good stuff.
A lot of good stuff.
That a lot of people probably don't know about.
Right.
He doesn't flaunt it a lot.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. So I like the sweatshirt. I didn't grab a picture of it. I think it's kind of cool. I like it. I go to fucking buy one, $35, great price. No sizes available. Kid sizes and like a medium, like all these kid sizes, and then a size medium.
Really?
So I don't know if they're gonna update it, and I think it's based on your area because it's gonna get delivered in like 30 minutes from. Let's see. I clicked it again.
Let me see what happens when I bring it up.
Okay.
On the dash mark.
I'm gonna
here.
click buy now and see.
Yeah,
it has young 8s, young 10s, a medium, and it has like 4 in stock. So my guess is this is coming locally and not coming from. So what do you got?
Oh yeah, and see, mine has a bunch of U sizes. Then it has three extra small, 2 medium, and then it goes up to 3XL.
Yeah, see, like that's the thing. Like,
well, man, they sell. People love Mr. Beast.
I mean, maybe that's it, but like, it's a kind of cool design. It doesn't scream DoorDash. I'm not exactly sure what's on the sleeve. I don't know if it'll let me. Oh, it's got like, is that his logo? Mr. Beast logo on the sleeve. You can zoom in if you click on it.
I'm not sure.
Well, anyways, I think it's kind of a cool sweatshirt, and I'm like, I'll do it. I mean, it's kind of cool. It doesn't scream I'm a DoorDash driver, but like, you help people in need, and you got a cool sweatshirt.
Yeah,
but,
and like I said, $35 for a hoodie is
cheap.
Is a good price.
Yeah,
and 10 of that goes to it's a charity called Feeding America.
Yep.
And if you are going to order one, Jason, I just read the fine print here. It says they recommend ordering one size up for a more relaxed fit.
Oh, so 2XL because I'm fat, but doesn't matter. I can't get one. So you think it's because it's the Beast fans? They just love them and they just.
I think so.
All right. Well, I'll keep it bookmarked on my. I mean, they're probably on eBay right now for $400.
Probably.
I'll bookmark the link and see if I can get one, but. Yeah, I was kind of excited. I was going to buy one right on the spot. I'm like, this is dope. I love this sweatshirt.
Yeah, I kind of like it.
But anyways.
And Bubba Sue, we agree. They're all sketchy. All of them.
Yeah,
Every
but we
one of
all
them.
work for them. That's the thing. Like, we can't preach their...
We don't work for them. We are independent contractors.
Oh, okay. Well, we can't not use... Yeah, we are. Go be independent without using those apps. Tell me how much money you're going to make. You ain't going to make shit. Yeah, you're not going to be shaking your booty hole on the corner downtown Bowling Green. You ain't going to make no money.
No, I don't do that anymore.
Yeah, anymore. All right, guys. We'll be on Patreon in 8 minutes. So I'd love for you to see you there. And then obviously we'll be back next Wednesday as always. And as we always say, don't put up with anyone's bullshit.
We'll see you on the road.
All right. Peace out.
Night, everybody.
This podcast is produced and edited by Hey Guys Media Group. Want to start a podcast? Check out heyguysmediagroup.com.